Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, what's up? My name is Callie. Like California, the state, but spelled totally different, is like the most common way I usually say my name out loud to people when they're like, wait, what? But I'm getting off topic. So I am super excited to be bringing you guys a brand new series that I'm gonna be starting on my channel and also over on my Instagram. So if you don't follow me over there, head there now, it's linked down below. So just like through having my Instagram for so long and through just like playing with the app and just following other people and being inspired by other people or just, you know, doing my own research, I have found out a lot of tips and tricks about Instagram. So that's why I'm starting this series. It's gonna kind of be like an Instagram, not hacks, it's just really gonna be like tips that I have and different things that maybe you had no idea the app could do. And I'm gonna do a whole series, and the first one is starting on Instagram stories. Instagram stories are literally endless with what you can do with them, the possibilities. You could do so many things, and you can do it outside the app or inside the app. So today I'm going to do my first video talking about Instagram stories, and it's going to focus on the basics of Instagram stories and all that good stuff. But this is gonna be broken into multiple parts, and I think obviously I can figure out more things, play with more things that I can do, but I'm super excited. And today is just, like I said, going to be very like basic Instagram stories. So some of you may know how to do all this stuff already, some of you may not, and that's why I'm doing this, is because I want to start helping you guys and start teaching things, because I feel like that's really exciting for me, is when I learn something new. And also I feel like I have all this knowledge up in my brain that I assume people know and they don't. Like, so the main reason that I decided, oh my god, I want to start doing this, is because just last week I was like making my Instagram story and someone was like, oh my god, I love watching you do this. And I was like, that's kind of weird. I was like, oh, okay. Because she's like, it's just such an art in the way you do it. And like, my Instagram is not always like aesthetic at all, because like I film myself and like I'm not always, but when I take the time to make my Instagram story aesthetic, it definitely is and can be. So I wanted to share with you guys some different tips and tricks. And like I said, these are things that I have learned that I know how to do, and I don't even always implement them, but they're fire. And if you like care about having an aesthetic Instagram story, like, you need these tips. So I'm gonna be sharing 10 tips today. I literally already have 30 tips that I will have for you guys laid out. So yes, there will definitely be multiple parts to this series. So I was showing people a few things and their minds were blown about very basic things that I was like, I thought everyone knew how to do this, and clearly they don't. So that's my long-winded spiel. Let's get into it. So I'm gonna have my phone. I have like this 8+ ancient phone. It's really not that ancient, but I never upgraded to the 10, and now the 11's out, so I think I'm gonna get it, but I still have this home button and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna have the phone right here. It's gonna be an iPhone 8 instead of the new phones. But so funny, when I decided to film this video, I was like, okay, cool. I knew like everything about Instagram. My Instagram app updated, so like the way stories looks is different. So if yours don't look like this, you're gonna get the gist anyway, because it's literally the same little things, just some of them are moved in different areas. However, you should update your app, okay? Okay, cool. Let's get started with it. The very first thing is super basic, and it's just how to get a colored background. But I was shocked to see how many people didn't know how to do this. So let's pull up Instagram, go into your Instagram story. All you're gonna do is take a picture of something random, and then you're gonna hit that little doodle up at the top, and you can just, you just press, if you want the background to be white, press and hold. That's literally all you have to do, is press and hold. Amazing. Or you can do any type of color. So if you want to hold down, oh my gosh, there's the color wheel. So then you can just press and hold. Same deal when you slide over with all of these colors. And yeah, so you're not limited to just the colors there. And that goes for text and for backgrounds. So say you wanted to do like, hello, and you didn't want to have this ugly yellow, you could hold down and do whatever color you want. Perfect. This next thing I get asked a lot as well. I do over my Soul Cycle pictures a lot, or sometimes for like a new post. Like when I say Soul Cycle pictures, I mean like when I post my schedule. So I'm just gonna add a new photo, and once that's in there, all you're gonna do is hit that doodle button at the top, and you're gonna hit the marker instead of like the little, I'm not sure what the heck the difference is. It kind of looks like a highlighter, but it's not the sparkly one. So you're just gonna hold down whatever color you want as like the color on top, and you press and hold just like you did before. And now you kind of have like this layer over top of your photo that looks pretty cool. Sometimes I do black, sometimes I do white. It just really depends on what's behind in the photo. You know, if you wanted to, even if I wanted to do like a color, like it's cool. Okay, so I really like that feature. And then you can type text over it or just leave it as the photo, a little mystery if you have like a new post. It's cool. The next one is just super simple, but I feel like a lot of people don't use this tool. They might see that it's there, but they don't use it. So I think this is super important. So I'm gonna show you guys how to use the dropper to kind of make everything look nicer to your eye when you're typing something or drawing something. So here we just have this beautiful sunset. So I'm just gonna type out the word. I like using spaces between. So you click on it and then you just tap this little dropper in the corner and you can just kind of move around to whatever color is in the photo, and it just like matches a lot better than hitting one random color at the bottom. And then you can do the same thing when you're doodling. You just hit the little doodle. Once again, hit the dropper and you can play around with it. Actually, I want this one. And then there you have it. It's just better looking to your eye. And moving on to the next one, I think a lot of people want to know how to do this, and it's the it's the rainbow gradient. So just kind of how you get your text to have different colors in a row without doing it individually with each letter. So I'm just gonna pick this random photo, and I'm just gonna type like daydreaming. I don't know. And then what you're gonna do is once you're in the text, you're gonna select all, and you're gonna kind of have 2 hands for this, at least that's how I do it. You have to hold down, so you don't have to do it here. You can do it, you know, in the lighter end of the colors or in the middle. So you're gonna move your finger with your other finger. So you hold down and you just move, and then boom, you get a rainbow. Pretty sick, right? So you don't even have to do that with just the rainbow. If you wanna do it with just like one color, so say I wanted to stick to more of the like oranges, I could start like super dark and then move it up. Perfect. Okay, so this is one thing that I think everybody needs to know how to do, because sometimes when someone mentions you in their story, they have like a photo or it's not the full 16:9, so it's just like a really horrific color. So, and then that turns into like your gradient background. So I had my friend Emily add this to her story, and it's actually not horrific because the background is actually white, but say like it wasn't the full 16:9, there's probably some funky stuff going on. So you're just gonna hit that doodle pen, and then you're just gonna pick a color from the photo, hold it down in the background, and then it makes the background, it's just better looking, trust me, than like the color of whatever's left over that it picks up from the edges. And then, you know, you can type on it. I'll do like a few little drawings with the highlighter, maybe use like this color. And you can do that with a new post as well, is like put something behind the new post. For example, once you're here, you just hit the add post to your story, and like that background really isn't that horrible, so it wouldn't matter if you wanted to announce your new post like that. But you can hold down and you can just, it just gives you a little bit more freedom to have a background that you personally want, or that's more solid and looks a little bit better. So that's up to you. Another thing that just looks really good is when you just switch up the fonts and that you're using them and you use them in a smart way that looks nice to the eye. Just using this photo from New York, I'm going to just kind of play around with the fonts. And then you just doodle on it and it just makes it look a little bit better. Okay, this one is super, super popular that I get asked a lot is, how do you do those block letters? So there's really no quick way to do it. You have to do it one letter at a time, but it looks really cool. So I'm just gonna pick this photo, and you're gonna need to go into the classic, it looks the best. It's like rounded boxes. They're not like little rectangles or squares. So what you do is you just hit the little dropper and you pick a color from the photo, and then you kind of just have fun with it. And you just kind of go in, and I like to pick, like, take one out that, like, that color doesn't make a lot of sense in this color scheme. Yeah, and then it just looks super cool. Hang loose. I love that. And kind of going along with that is also creating a box. I don't think a lot of people know that you can do this, and it's like super, super cool. It's just like a cool effect even if you don't type on it or anything. Add another photo. This is actually from the same day of the Instagram story mention. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna go into the strong category of your text. I'm just gonna type hello, and whatever color I want the box to be. So I have to hit that little background so it makes it the background. And then all you're gonna do is select the text, hit a color near it, and then go back, and boom. You have a magical box. It's awesome. So you can bring that down. You can just make them decorative, or you can type in them. It's really cool. Just spices it up a little bit. And then the next thing is literally just like you can doodle on a photo. I mean, this is super simple, but I think people like don't get creative with it, and you definitely could. So say I take this photo and I just want to doodle, and you can use honestly whatever little pen type you want, and then you just kind of like have fun. There you have it, just a little doodle. And last but certainly not least is the collage. Now this is like one of the coolest things that I discovered a while ago, and it is like so awesome if you want to post more than one picture and you don't want to go use different apps and worry about stuff like that. So all you have to do is make sure your pictures are cropped the way that you want them to, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So I'm going to use some pictures from a wedding, my friend's wedding that I was in. So once again, you're just going to take a random photo and you're going to color the background, and you can change this later, but I'm just going to use like this color. Okay, so you're gonna hit done, and then you're gonna go into your photos, and you're gonna hit that little up arrow, and all you're gonna do is hit copy photo. So once you go back into Instagram, it shows up as a sticker. So you're just gonna pick that in there. You can make it as big or as small as you want. And then I'm just gonna keep adding them in. So there's a photo from the wedding. Go back into Instagram. This photo. Go back into Instagram. It'll pop up in the corner. You just have to be careful because when you touch them, they do go the reverse. So I'm just gonna write happily ever after. And you can't draw on top of these photos, but you can draw on the screen that is left. And there you have it. Okay, so that wraps it up for me today with episode 1 of the Instagram Stories series. As you guys know, that was the most basic of basic gets for me today, because the next 2 are gonna be a little bit more in depth and just definitely help with more of an aesthetic. That was a lot more of like the basic stuff. So I will see you next Tuesday for part 2 of Instagram Story tips and tricks with me. And if you haven't already, please subscribe below. Head over to my Instagram and check that out, because I'm gonna be talking about this stuff over there as well. And I hope that this was helpful for you, and I can't wait for the next one. I'll see you guys then. Bye.